AOC. Why she's the politician for this generation. Love her or hate her, there's no denying. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, better known as AOC, is one of the most influential politicians of this generation. From her grassroots campaign that shocked the political establishment to her fearless presence in Congress, AOC has redefined what it means to be a modern leader. She speaks in a way people actually understand. She challenges the status quo. And whether you agree with her politics or not, you can't ignore the impact she's had on the conversation. This is the story of AOC, her rise, her fight, and why she's the politician built for this generation. Born in 1989 in the Bronx, New York, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez grew up understanding both struggle and resilience. Her mother was a house cleaner, her father ran a small business, and her family, like so many others, worked hard to build a better future. AOC's life changed when her father passed away suddenly in 2008, leaving her family in a precarious financial situation. She worked as a bartender and waitress to help make ends meet while attending Boston University, where she studied economics and international relations. But this wasn't just any college education. During her time at BU, she interned for Senator Ted Kennedy, where she saw firsthand the disconnect between working class communities and the political elite. This experience would later fuel her approach to policy, advocacy, and most importantly, communication. Because AOC didn't just want to talk about change, she wanted to make sure people actually understood what was happening in government. In 2018, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez did what most people thought was impossible. With no corporate donors, no big-name endorsements, and a campaign that relied on grassroots support, she took a 10-term Democratic incumbent, Joe Crowley, in New York's 14th congressional district. Crowley was a powerful figure, one of the most influential Democrats in the House. But AOC, she had something money couldn't buy. She had authenticity. Her campaign was built on talking to people, not at them, and she knocked on doors, held town halls, and connected with the working class voters who felt overlooked. And on June 26, 2018, the political world was turned upside down. AOC won the primary in a landslide. At just 29 years old, she became the youngest woman ever elected to Congress. It wasn't just a victory for her. It was a warning shot to the political establishment. A new generation was here, and they weren't playing by the old rules. From day one, AOC made it clear she wasn't here to be silent. She arrived in Congress in 2019 as a progressive powerhouse, immediately shaking things up. While most freshman representatives take years to build influence, AOC used her social media savvy and communication skills to become one of the most recognizable names in politics. She isn't afraid to challenge the status quo, whether it's confronting billionaires over wealth inequality, pressing corporate CEOs in congressional hearings, or calling out fellow politicians for their hypocrisy. One of her most viral moments came actually in 2019 when she grilled Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's former lawyer, about financial corruption, setting the stage for future investigations. But AOC's impact wasn't just about viral moments. She was a leading voice behind major policy pushes like the Green New Deal, a bold proposal to address climate change and economic inequality. While critics dismissed it as unrealistic, the conversation sparked and forced climate action to the forefront of political debates. Even those who opposed her ideas had to acknowledge one thing: she makes people care about policies that are often overlooked. Of course, AOC's rise didn't come without resistance. She faced relentless attacks, not just on her policies, but on her identity. Conservative media has often painted her as a radical socialist. Critics have mocked her former job as a bartender, and some even have launched personal attacks on her intelligence and character. But AOC has never backed down. She's used her platform to fight back, often dismantling criticism in real time on Twitter, Instagram, and during congressional debates. One of her most defining moments came in 2020 when Representative Ted Yeho confronted her on the steps of the Capitol and allegedly called her a B. Instead of ignoring it, AOC delivered a searing speech on the House floor about sexism, respect, and why women in power refuse to be silenced. That speech didn't just defend her, it resonated with women everywhere who face the same kind of dismissal and disrespect. Over the years, AOC has evolved, not just as a politician, but as a strategist. She's learned how to navigate Washington, build coalitions, and get real policy wins under her belt. While she's still a progressive firebrand, she also has proven she can work within the system to get things done. Now in 2025, her influence has extended progressive circles. She's now a key figure in shaping the Democratic Party's future. Whether she runs for Senate, continues shaping policy in the House, or one day makes a bid for the White House, one thing is for certain, AOC isn't going anywhere. So why does AOC resonate with this generation more than any other politician? Well, simply said, she speaks our language. She breaks down complex policies in a way that makes sense. She's not afraid to challenge power, but she also understands the power of storytelling. She knows how to use social media not just as a tool, but as a weapon. And most importantly, she makes people feel like they have a stake in the political process. Unlike politicians of the past, AOC isn't a distant figure, making decisions from some ivory tower. She engages, she listens, and she fights with people, not just for them. Whether she's live streaming, making mac and cheese, or fact-checking misinformation in real time, or, showing up to picket lines, she's created a new kind of political identity, one that feels personal, relatable, and real. For a generation that demands authenticity, action, and accountability, AOC represents something rare. A politician who actually gets it. From the Bronx to Congress, from a bartender to a political powerhouse, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has rewritten the rules of modern politics. Whether you agree with her or not, there's no denying her impact. So what do you think? Is AOC the future of American politics, or just a disruptor shaking up things for now? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe for more deep dives into people shaping our world.